Hey everybody, so this video is going to be my 24-week, well, just shy of 24-week update. I'm going to be kind of breaking this video down into three parts. I'll talk about three things. First thing is going to be my most recent OB visit. The second thing is going to be kind of like my growth, where I'm at, different new things that have popped up since my last update. And the third thing is going to be the twin visit that I had recently on Thursday the 14th. So the OB visit was completely fine. Nothing to absolutely worry about whatsoever. First things first, let me reiterate the fact that my brain, I can't remember anything. I get lost a lot. I'm confused constantly. And this is case in point. I actually had an appointment at 11 o'clock that day on the 15th in another office, but I showed up at this office at 11 o'clock. So I get there, sit down at the nurse's station, and she takes my pulse, or takes my blood pressure, excuse me. And she says, "Okay, good, your blood pressure is 160 over 54. So she had like a really thick Spanish accent. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that seems kind of high. Because I heard 160 over 64. And I'm like, that's like hypertension type of high. And I started kind of getting a little bit freaked out. So after that, they take your weight, and so far I have gained 19 pounds since the start of this whole thing. At this point, literally, I probably weigh, I'm not telling you a number, but I probably weigh like 35 pounds less than my husband right now. My husband's a big guy, so, that's not okay. Not okay with me. Now, but I gotta keep telling myself it's babies, this is good stuff. They're not telling me that this is bad, so whatever. At this point, I'm supposed to be gaining a pound a week, so that makes sense because the last time I gained 2 pounds from the 2 weeks that I've seen them, so that's good weight gain, I guess. So back to the blood pressure thing. I get into my room, and the first thing I asked her was, "I have a question for you." And she's like, "Absolutely, what do you need?" And I asked her, I said, "Is the blood pressure that I have, which is 160 over 64, high?" She gave me this look like, "Yeah, that's high." And my nurse didn't tell me anything about that. She said, because they usually brief them before they go into the room. And she looks at my chart again, and she goes, "Oh, no. It's 116 over 64. So basically, my anxiety level was like, yeah, and it went to yeah again. My sleep patterns and sleeping in general is awful. Absolutely horrendous, and I just can't sleep. I just can't. I purchased a pillow. I purchased the Boppy full body pillow, and I'll show you a picture of what that looks like right now. A message to any pregnant woman out there: don't buy that pillow. It is absolutely horrendous. It sucked so bad. And I think you probably know by the last update, if you listen to the whole thing, I totally had a fit like using this stupid thing. Awful. But, and then I bought another pillow, which is called the Comfort U. I've been sleeping with that for about 2 days now, and I'm finding some positions comfortable, most uncomfortable, but I'm guessing that's just because of my body changing and stuff like that, so I can't really blame a pillow. Another thing still is heartburn, because baby B, the one that's up here, is now pretty far up here, because I'm pretty big now. I'll show you in a second. Baby B is so far up here that he or she is pushing on, like, if I eat something, I literally can't eat anything larger than the size of a CD, which is incredible because I look like I can eat a house, but I can't. I can eat very small meals, a lot though, but that's what you're supposed to do. Food cravings have changed a little bit too, from the whole, I want to eat French fries every day, all day long, to I want to have watermelon in the house at all times. At all times. So watermelon and slushies. like Slurpee kind of things. Literally the crap you get at 7-Eleven, the red ones. Can't get enough of it. Truly cannot get enough of it. Like even when I'm talking right now, I want one. So let me show you my belly growth from the past 3 weeks. It's kind of crazy too. It's intimidating, to be honest with you, because like I've gotten big in the past 3 weeks in my eyes. Pretty sure in everybody else's eyes too. Let me show you. Okay. So here's the front view. That's basically the holy crap. Front view. This is my favorite. Ready? The side view. Can't breathe. Nothing's really changed as far as the back view, I don't think. Baby, I don't know. Hips matter? I have no idea. Whatever. I totally just moved you guys. But, and stretch marks. Let me show you these. And the stretch marks are out of control. But yeah, check that out. Yep. That's stretch Markaville. Not really much I can do about that. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the twin visit that I set up for last Thursday, the 15th, with a woman and her 2 babies, Elijah and McKenna. They are 10 months old, and they're an absolute joy to be around. It felt invigorating to be around babies, and 2 of them. Hello, 2 of them, in fact, and it felt so surreal to be around twins. So, as like I said, you probably obviously heard the babies' names are Elijah and McKenna, so it's a boy and girl twin. They are fraternal twins, so they basically look like siblings, but they don't look identical, obviously. The things that I took away from the whole meeting was that Elijah, the development of the 2 of them was completely different. Completely different. Elijah was more active. Elijah was more, he was crawling. He was doing the little army crawl and shoving himself off with his right leg. It was adorable. I spent a lot of time with him because he was really active. And McKenna was and he was a little bit more fussy. He was teething. They're both teething, but I think they soothed themselves in a different way. Elijah soothed himself by playing, by being interacted with. And he basically would take his finger and put it in his mouth and start chewing on it. And I was like, you're teething. And McKenna, the girl, she didn't fuss at all. She didn't cry, didn't whimper, nothing. Little girl literally just sat there, laughing her little head off, cute as a button, didn't fuss at all. She literally, these babies are so cute. They need to be in a Gap ad, for real. No lie. Dead serious. McKenna was more along the lines of, she more wanted to kind of discover things on her own type of thing. From what I saw, like if there was her toy on the ground, she would pick it up and play with it herself. And you know, if Elijah wanted the toy, she wouldn't scream. Elijah would obviously be a boy and take it from her. And she'd be like, whatever, let me just find something else to play with. La 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 la. You know, didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't fuss, nothing. So Elijah was more physically developed. Like he was doing more of like the whole physical, like the muscle movements were more developed with him at 10 months old. And McKenna was more along the lines of more, I don't want to say mentally developed, but more aware. She was more aware of things than Elijah was. The temperament was different between the 2 of them as well. Elijah needed a lot of attention. He was very, he seemed very people-oriented. Like he wanted to be around you all the time. He wanted you to kind of like play with him and stuff like that. And McKenna could care less if you're in the room. She was having a good old time by herself. She was totally fine. Yeah, so that is like a huge thing that I took away from this whole meeting. I wanted to know how they acted I mean, they were 10 months, so obviously me being pregnant as shit, it was it was hard physically on me to kind of keep up with Elijah, but I did it, and I'm glad I did. I'm really, really glad I got to meet them and got to interact with them, because it really gave me a lot to kind of look towards. Like, this is what I can expect to do and stuff like that.